What's up guys, how are y'all doing today? Now today is a different kind of video, as obviously shown by the thumbnail and the title itself. Today is a vlog, and it's a different kind of vlog that I've done. I've never done something like this before, so the way I'm gonna edit this might be weird, but I'm gonna do my absolute best. But today is in regards to my room setup. Obviously the room setup is going to be a two-part episode. The first part is obviously tackling the room and how I've redone the room itself. The second part is going to be my favorite part, and that is the gaming side of things. Now obviously before I did the actual setup, I ordered a couple of things that I needed for the room. The one thing that I ordered was a bed, because the old bed that I had, it was squeaky, it was rusty, it looked like it came out of an abandoned mansion. Don't know why it took me so long to say mansion there, but it doesn't matter. It looked old and I had to get rid of it. I decided to order a new bed, which came out 10 times better, and I can't wait for you guys to see that in the vlog. And the second thing that I ordered is actually the thing right behind me, which is the chest drawer itself. Obviously this is going to be put into 3 different parts. Me taking out the stuff from my room would be part 1, painting the walls would be part 2, the flooring would be part 3, and then getting all the furniture back into the room would be part 4. From Thursday the 12th of March to Sunday the 15th, I had 4 days off. So I kind of wanted to tackle it in the sense that I wanted to get the most done within those 4 days. Me being me, I was stupid. I thought I could get the painting done, the flooring done, all of that in 4 days. Boy, am I stupid. So day 1, Thursday the 12th of March, I was taking out a lot of the stuff out of my room. Firstly, I need to empty this wardrobe out, because the wardrobe is the biggest part of this project. Secondly, what I need to do is remove the bed. Ignore the mess on the bed, by the way. Ignore it. Just act like you didn't see that shit on the bed. I need to remove all of that though. And then it will be that corner there, which has all of my gaming stuff, my monitors as well. That's gonna be going out the room. So then I've got a completely empty canvas. But we're going to take it slow. We're going to make sure everything is perfect. And yeah, we got 4 days. 4 days to do this. Let's do this. Alright, hopefully the lighting is okay. It looks like it's absolutely crap, so I'm going to have to work with what I've got. Obviously, there's a lot that I have to do. Firstly, I'm going to start off with me getting rid of this big ass wardrobe right here. Alright. And in order for me to do that successfully, I need the most important thing that I purchased not that long ago. The LTT screwdriver. This thing right here is my savior, because a lot of the builds that I'm going to be doing is going to be with this. And that's going to be awesome. So I can't wait. But anyway, let me clear out my wardrobe completely. I might have to eat afterwards as well. There's food ready. When it comes to food, I can't say no to food. But let me get those things sorted and I'll be right back. Yeah, hopefully you guys didn't see that. Obviously the biggest part was the wardrobe. That was the longest inducing part, just taking all of the clothes out. And what I had to do before Thursday, I had to make sure that I pre-put all of my clothes that I had in suitcases. A lot of people think that these are all the clothes that I have. Trust me when I say it. I've got 4 suitcases filled with my clothes. I might have to get rid of some though. I might have to. It's going to charity though. It's going to charity. Can't forget about that. So I managed to do that before Thursday, but I had maybe 4 or 5 suitcases worth of clothes. And not just that, you know those big grocery bags, you know, the ones that you can reuse, reduce and recycle, you know those ones. I'm stupid, bro. But those bags, I managed to get a lot of my other clothes in there, And it's not just other clothes. I had like bed sheets, towels, pillowcases, all of that stuff. I had to put that in those bags as well. So I had 4 or 5 suitcases and then 4, of those reusable bags. But we managed to obviously pack everything into that, and then I was able to take it out of the room. During the process of me doing that, I was ordering the flooring adhesive that I needed for the floor for my room. So right now I am literally cleaning all of the cables from underneath, and look at the amount of cables that I've got right here. My god, this is a lot. So I'm gonna put them in this bag right here, so then that way I don't lose the cables. And then afterwards we just got this and the wardrobe to get rid of. Boy, today is gonna be a long day.
Later that same evening.
On that side right there, we've got obviously the table, and we got the other small table. Now I don't know if I'm gonna keep the small table for now. That way, once I get like an L-shaped table, then I can be able to put that there instead of, keeping that table there. For now, what I'm obviously gonna do is just keep the table, and then I'm just gonna put it on this side of the wall, and this table is basically gonna be across there. Let's just get the stuff from the bed out. Wish me luck. Obviously near the end of the day, because we started this, I think I started it at 10 o'clock in the morning, and around 7 o'clock, obviously my little brother helped me out take down the wardrobe. So now I am in the process of taking down this beautiful wardrobe. I don't know how long this is going to take me. Hopefully it shouldn't take me that long. Right now, what time is it? It's 5:42. Hopefully I can try and dismantle this. And yes, I can't forget about the legendary LTT screwdriver. This is going to help me out a lot. It really is. Watch this base. So good. And that was not even that difficult to do. It took us maybe like 30 minutes to do. We managed to break it down, and it was a fun process. Just know that a lot of wood has been broken that day. My little brother got a little bit too excited and I think he probably nearly broke the wall. So yeah, let's not talk about that. Today we've made some progress. Right now it's 7:20, and you know how I was mentioning that I was gonna get the wardrobe taken down? Well, my little brother did help me out with that, and guess what? There is no more wardrobe. All the wardrobe pieces obviously are down here on my bed, so I obviously need a place to sleep. So what I'm probably gonna do is just put the stuff on the floor, the wardrobe pieces on the floor, so then it's out of the way and I can sleep on my humble abode, so that tomorrow we can start getting a lot of the preparation done that is needed. I want to get 2 primer coats done, the main coat done as well, and then after that we're gonna get the flooring done. I don't know if I can do that all in one day though, so I'm gonna see. Then comes the next day, which is Friday the 13th. I should have watched a horror film on that day, but on that day I managed to take out the remaining stuff from my room, which obviously didn't take that much time. It just took me a couple of hours to do, and obviously I was left with just my bed and my gaming table, which I put it on top of my bed, so then that way there's a lot more space that I could work with, and all I had left to do was the painting. All right, this is when the second part, or the second section, gets involved, which was painting the walls. So right now it is 2 o'clock, and as you can see, the room is completely empty. The only thing that is here, I will show you guys. The only thing that is here is the bed, obviously, and the fan, because I need a fan. But today I want to make sure I get most of the walls done. So that's gonna be the process for the next God knows how many hours. But obviously this I don't want to ruin this, neither the trousers that I have, so I'm just gonna have to quickly change. Just give me 1 second. Just like that, man has changed. But let's start getting the walls painted. When it comes to painting, it makes me therapeutic. It makes me feel that way. And because of that, I just loved painting. But I feel like I got the wrong paint, because what I planned to do on that day, in fact, this is what I did on that day. I wanted to do 2 coats of primer. And a couple of days ago, me and my mom went shopping in B&Q, and I got some primer paint. Right now we are at B&Q, and golly, it's windy. Hopefully you can hear my voice. We're just gonna get some paint that is needed, wood trimmings as well, and take it from there. So right now I'm looking for the primer for the walls, because we've got, I think we got the final coating. Just need to find the primer, but where is it? We're about to find it. I've definitely found it. Got, I think this one's for primer. Yeah, so what I need is just pure white, but I don't think they've got pure white, so I will have to use Whistle. I probably might have to use that instead. When I checked the color, it was like an off-white sort of color, but the primer itself turned out to be a purplish hue. And honestly, I could have just said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to B&Q and get the real proper color that I need for the primer. But I said, you know what? Let me just work with it. I did 2 coats of that. And as I was doing the second coat for the primer, we get the flooring adhesive to come in. Amazon sent it to us, but then this was when I felt a little bit pissed off. I can't lie. I'll show you the photo itself, in fact. Bruh. What the frick? Honestly, Amazon, I don't know what happened. Like, did you put the box in a van and it just started going crazy? Did it have a party inside your van? I need to know. But it came out broken. And obviously when it comes to flooring adhesive, if it's exposed to air, it's gonna solidify. And because it was already broken, I said to Mom, I'm not gonna use this. There's no point. So I went and ordered some new flooring adhesive, hoping that it would come by the next day. But obviously I wasn't gonna let that affect me. What I did was I just did the second coat for the primer, and I was feeling a little bit tired, so I said to myself, you know what, I'm just gonna sleep. I'm just gonna take a rest, and the next day on Saturday I'm gonna do the actual coat for the walls itself with the actual paint, which is white. Okay, because look at how bright that wool is. Look at it, so bright. But then we fast forward to Saturday, which was again a big problem. I was in so much pain on Saturday. I don't know what happened. I think it's because I'd never done any sort of crazy activity like painting for quite some time, so my body wasn't used to it. But I was in so much pain to a point where I could not be able to move out of my bed. And I tried. When I sat down, I was in pain. When I was standing up, I was in pain. And I'm like, my God, can anything get worse? And to make things worse, we actually got the flooring adhesive delivered on Sunday. That just messed my plans up even more. Even if I wasn't in pain, it just messed my plans up. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm just gonna rest up on Saturday and hope that Sunday we can be able to get the final coats done for the room. So that's exactly what happened on Sunday. Now when I was doing the final coat for the paint that's gonna cover the primer color, I was hoping to get like a thick layer of paint, of white paint, and cover it, so then that way I don't have to do it like 3 times. I was so wrong. Even when I did a thick layer of paint, you can still see the primer in the back. I can't just leave it how it is if the primer color is still showing. So I did like at least 3 or 4 layers. It took me a whole day to do it because I had to paint and then wait for the paint to dry and then paint again. wait for the paint to dry, and then paint again, and wait for paint to dry. And even though I done it 3 times, I could still see it. So I just had to take the courage to just finish everything off, finish the painting off on Sunday, and just hope that when I show up the next day, which was Monday, that it will look clean. In which that's exactly what happened. I go to sleep on Sunday because I was fully tired, wake up the next day, walk into my room, and I'm like, my god, does this look absolutely fantastic. And I forgot to mention something as well. When I went shopping at B&Q, I was trying to look for the best tape to use, and I did my research and I found out that the best tape to use is actually frog tape. In which obviously on Monday when I woke up, obviously I was gonna be back at work on Monday, but because I woke up a little bit early, I was like, you know what, let me start removing the frog tape itself. And can I just say, I cannot recommend frog tape enough. I've used masking tape, I've used other tape as well, and it just doesn't do the job. Sometimes when it comes to certain corners, the paint just breaks off and it just makes the area look so bad. But with frog tape, it just created this nice, crisp, clean lines, which I really appreciate. And even though we paid £8 for frog tape, I think it was maybe £16 for the amount that we bought. Even though it cost that much, my god, can I just say it did wonders. It was the best thing that I've ever used. But obviously once I took out the frog tape, I was obviously going to work on that day. So I was focused on the third section, which is the flooring. Now obviously on this day I wasn't able to get the flooring done because I had work, but my mom was able to help me with it. She obviously took time out of her day to help me with the floor tiling, and she did that from Monday to Thursday, in which I thank her for that. But in regards to the flooring that I had, obviously I could have went with the vinyl flooring where you like connect it and it's like a puzzle piece that you connect each one together. I could have done that, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I had this self-adhesive flooring tile that actually came out better than I expected. This flooring tile looked amazing. It's like a gray floor tile with wood finish look to it, and it just looks so good. And I've never used that kind of color in my room before, so it's definitely different. And when it came to the actual pattern itself, I basically said to mom I want it in this kind of pattern, in which she was able to follow that pattern, and she was able to do that for the 4 days. However, there was one big issue that rang throughout. My room isn't perfectly square. So what I mean by this is that it's not at an accurate 90 degrees where the corners are. It's kind of bent. So you're not going to get perfect lines that you would want to. And because of that, when my mom started doing the flooring, there were gaps that were made throughout the room itself. And every time she would do it, it just gets bigger and bigger. These gaps were going to be a massive problem. And I felt like if I was to do the flooring adhesive and the flooring tiles a lot more differently next time, I would start from the middle and then basically branch off to the different corners. So then that way there aren't any gaps shown. And I have a feeling that some of the floor tiles could have been unevenly cut as well, which could lead to those gaps too. So because of that, there was nothing that we could fix. She managed to do the whole room, and she done like 95% of the room by herself, and I thanked her so much for it, because obviously during that time I was at work. But yeah, mom managed to do all of the floor tiling, at least 95% of it. So all I had left was the corners itself, which wasn't that difficult to do. But during those days where, you know, I was at work, I think it was on Tuesday, that's when I received the chest drawer for my room. Moving on from that, obviously fast forward to Friday, which was day 9, Friday the 20th of March. That's when I was filling the corners for my room, filling the last bits of areas that needed the floor tiles in my room. And can I just say, I was perfectly okay, but some of them really jarred me, man. When I was cutting some of the pieces, I don't know what happened. Sometimes I would cut the wrong corner or in the wrong direction and it just threw me off. Sometimes there were like massive gaps that I wanted to try and cover it with the floor tiles, and when I did, sometimes the piece itself was too short, it was too wide, or when I tried to apply it, it would break off, and it just frustrated me. I was losing it at this point, but I did my absolute best to cover most of the areas, and that's exactly what I did. I moved away from those massive gaps, and I just went around and just covered all of the corner areas with the flooring tiles and the floor adhesive. It was looking so good and I was so happy. This is why they call me the wizard. I might make mistakes, but look at that. Perfection right there, mate.
What are those?
I will have to fill in the gaps over here. Imagine working with these gaps right here. Look at this. This gap here and get this gap there. I'm gonna have to fill that up. So that's gonna take a little bit more time, but once I got that covered, we will be fine.
One debt to society later.
And just like that, we have finally got the fittings done, cut to size. As you can see also, I've managed to get these little gaps filled in with some more of the flooring tiles. And now all I have to do is apply the floor adhesive. Oh my god, my nose is crusty. Oh my god. But yeah, that basically took me the whole flipping day to do. So obviously after I did the flooring adhesive, I took a break because obviously with flooring adhesive, you have to let it cure for a week. So I waited until the next day that I was off, which was a Tuesday. But obviously on Saturday, which was the next day after I finished the flooring, I received the bed. And can I just say shout outs to, I think it's JZ Furniture. They absolutely killed it, man. The bed that I'm sleeping on right now is the most comfortable bed that I've ever slept on. It's basically a side ottoman lift bed where you can lift it up from the side and store your stuff in it. And I had to find a very specific one because the suitcases that I had were too wide or too, how do I say it? When you put it flat down, it was just too tall that a lot of the ottoman beds would either hit it or there wouldn't be enough clearance. So JZ Furniture's, I need to check and see if that's correct, by the way. Hope I'm pronouncing that correct. What was it? Online bed store, that's who they were. My god, sorry about that, JZ Furniture. I'm still gonna shout you guys out because you delivered my wardrobe and I'm so happy with how that came out. When it came to online bed store, they were the ones who delivered the bed itself. And obviously when I came home on Saturday, not only did they manage to deliver it in pristine condition, by the way, everything was pre-built. All I had to do was just put the backboard on it. That's all I had to do, and the legs as well. And thirdly, they were able to deliver it up to my room. And I gave them a 5-star review because I was so happy with the service. There was no complaints whatsoever from my parents' side, from their side. They were so happy to put it in my room, and I really want to give them a shout out because otherwise we as a family would be struggling to get it into my room. So massive shout outs to them. They absolutely deserve it. I was so happy when I came back on Saturday from work and I saw the bed. It just looked amazing. This right here is the new bed that I'm gonna have for my room, and my god, I cannot wait to do so many things on that bed. I feel sorry for the bed already. Fast forward from Saturday all the way to Tuesday, which was my day off. I spent the whole day filling the gaps. Obviously, as I told you, there were massive gaps to our left on the floor tiles itself, and I needed to find a way to fill it up. So my mom managed to go to Screwfix and find some grey silicone, which when you apply it, when I applied it in fact, onto the gaps, it has done a pristine job with covering the gaps. From there all the way to here, it has been done. Obviously, not all of it is done. I'm still working on this section first, and then once this section is done, then I'm gonna work on that section. But if I get close, as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it, hopefully you guys can, but as you can see, we've managed to fill up these gaps here with the silicone, the grey silicone. Like from afar, you don't actually see the issue. I don't know why that's there, by the way. Anywho, yeah, as you can see right here, we filled it up. From afar, it doesn't actually look that bad. Now obviously with the silicone, I had to use a different type of technique to really get it into the crevices of the gaps. Instead of using like a rubbing technique, I used like this washing technique, and it really allowed the silicone to really sit into the gaps itself. And honestly, when it came to the finish, I was so happy with how it looked. Obviously, this took me a whole day because you have to be very perfect in how you rub away the silicone and not let it bleed on the floor. And shout outs to mom again for helping me with the flooring, but she helped me out, and we both managed to get maybe I think 80 to 85% of the room done. So she helped me out massively on that day, and it came out so good. So then obviously the next day, which was a Wednesday, my mom managed to fill up all of the gaps to the room, and she's done an amazing job. Obviously with the silicone, I kind of wanted to give it more or less a few days for it to cure. Obviously with silicone, you can let it cure for like I think 24 hours. But I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to take a break. And when I'm off next, that's when I'm going to carry on with the room. Fast forward from Wednesday all the way to Saturday. Saturday was when I started doing the wood trimming to the room itself. And I can't lie to you, this was probably the most disappointing part. And that's because of the nail gun itself. When I was applying pressure to the wood trim with the nail gun itself, it created these indents which look really bad. And it's very difficult for me to cover it up. Not only that, the nail gun was so sensitive, it would shoot 2 nails at once. And the third issue that I had, for some reason, the nails wouldn't be flush with the wood trim. And I had to use like a hammer and a mallet to basically make it flush with the wood trim. The other thing I forgot to mention is that we didn't have like the angle cutter for the wood trim. So I ordered it on Saturday and I got it delivered on Sunday. And Sunday I was able to do the whole room full of the wood trims. It wasn't that difficult to do. It was just a long process, and having to having to use the nail gun, and then obviously make the nails flush with the wood trim using a hammer and mallet. It was just a long, tedious process. That's why it took me the whole day on Sunday to do. But after we got that done, obviously I took a break. On Monday I was working. Tuesday I was doing a morning shift. So when I came home, I went to sleep for a little bit, and I thought to myself, you know what, we've got the chest drawer. Why don't we make the chest drawer itself? And that's exactly what we did. Me and my little brother were fixing the chest drawer. It took around like 3 hours to do, but it's one of the most sturdiest chest drawers that I've ever seen. Like, shout outs to, I forgot where I bought it from. but it was an online store. I'll link this stuff in the description below. But yeah, when I was doing the chest drawer with my little brother, I wasn't able to show footage because I didn't want my family to be involved in this or show themselves on camera. But yeah, essentially I was having my little brother help me with that, in which it came out really nice. So then after that, obviously it was the next day, which was a Wednesday. I was off the whole day because it was my day off. But yeah, on that day, I basically got everything back into my room. Was this the stupidest idea to do? Yes. Once I received the wardrobe, I had to fix it, and I needed a lot of empty space in my room in order to fix it. But with me putting everything in my room on Wednesday, that was a difficult task. And I will get to the day where I received the wardrobe itself and talk about that. Now, I forgot to mention this, and you will actually see it in the recording itself or in the vlog. I was obviously fixing the final areas where the wood trimming wasn't done because some of it was bending out still. So on that day, I was fixing that, and you will see what I mean when I say I don't like the nail gun that I was using. Don't try this at home, kids. Don't. That's fine. Perfect. You leave this to professionals, okay? Trust me. Perfect. And always make sure that when you're done with the gun, disable it so that no one can get hurt afterwards. Last thing you want is for anyone to get injured. You don't want that. Obviously, after that, what I did is I covered the whole top area of the wood trim with white silicone, so then that way no sort of water can leak in through the wood trim and damage the flooring that I had underneath. And then at this point, it was time for me to get my room back to normality. Now, I do know that obviously putting everything back into my room, it was a mistake because I still haven't received a wardrobe, and if I do receive it, I won't have enough space for the wardrobe, or for us to make the wardrobe. But I'm gonna be honest, I miss my gaming setup, man. I missed everything about gaming. I just wanted to get back into gaming, and patience was killing me at this point. So that's the reason why I put everything back into my room. I made sure that I cleaned the table that I had for my gaming setup. I cleaned that completely so that it's dust free. So then I was able to put the monitors and all the other peripherals and my cameras and all of that stuff back on my gaming table. Alright, moment of truth. Will the PC turn on? I've connected everything. I'm hoping it turns on. Come on, come on. I'm not seeing anything. Wait, why did it do that? Just turned off on its own. Yes! It's working. Oh my god, I was worried for a second. Oh man. It works. And even the previous bed that I had, I managed to tear that down completely. And even though there was one section where the nail was tight, and I think it's because of the amount of rust that it's collected, because of that, obviously it was very difficult to take out. But I managed to tear down my previous bed. All I had left was the one piece that I needed to complete my room, which was the wardrobe. And it came 2 weeks afterwards. On day 34, which was a Tuesday, we received the wardrobe. And obviously I was working on that day, but the next day that I was off was on Friday. So on Friday, me and the family managed to fix the wardrobe. It was a long process because there were so many screws, so many different things that we didn't want to get wrong. It was just a long process, a long tedious process, and it took at least 4 people to complete it. 4 people. It took such a long time to do. but we managed to get it done. We cleaned it because we don't want any sort of insects to contaminate the wardrobe itself, and it was time for me to finally get my room back. It took me at least 2 hours to get all of my clothes that were in my suitcase back in the wardrobe, but I am so happy with how everything came out. I will show you the wardrobe that I've got, by the way. Look at that. Look at that. Look how big that is. And not only that, I forgot to mention it to you. I'm gonna actually show it on camera as well. Look at how tall it is.
Bruh.
I didn't realize that when I bought the wardrobe itself, it was like 215 centimeters tall. My wall is 220 centimeters tall. So it just missed by 5 centimeters. But the fact that the wardrobe is that tall, it just allowed me to fit more stuff in my wardrobe. Obviously, I can't fit everything in my wardrobe. So obviously with the chest drawer behind me, that obviously helps, you know, utilize all of the space that I need for all of my clothes. So yeah, man, I was so happy with the wardrobe, and the fact that it's got a mirror finish. Look at this. Look at this. The one thing that I am not happy about though with the wardrobe is the fact that I ordered the wrong color. That's on me, but I am able to fix this, and you're gonna see how I fix it when it comes to the gaming episode itself. The gaming episode is gonna tackle not only the gaming section, but what's gonna be showcased behind me, and that I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But obviously with the gaming side of things, because of how expensive a lot of stuff are, it's gonna take me a long time to get all of this stuff. But once I have everything, you're gonna see a setup for my gaming section itself. Apart from that, hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. Sorry if it was all over the place or if certain things just didn't make sense. I kind of want to use this vlog as a way for me to kind of test the waters and see how to approach this. So when it comes to the gaming side, I know exactly what to do. So hopefully you don't mind the editing style to this. Hopefully you don't mind the quirkiness as well. And if I bored you, cancel me if I did. But that's gonna be it from me, guys. If y'all enjoyed today's video, punch the like button because of the awesomeness that's not in the gaming content, or I should say the vlog itself for my room setup. But you guys, so like, share, subscribe, and comment to these videos, and don't forget to subscribe to your boy Jason Dash Plays. Yay! And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.